Welcome back to Rocket Top Rundown, your one-stop shop for all things Tennessee athletics. I'm Matthew Dingus.
And I'm Katie Mack. It's Thanksgiving week, and there is so much to be thankful for on Rocky Top. Volleyball is ranked 8th in the nation, cross country continues to make history, football is bowl eligible, and swim put up some NCAA leading standards at their invitational. Matt, we have a lot to cover today, so start us off with some Lady Vol volleyball.
You got it, Katie. The 8th-ranked Lady Vols traveled to Baton Rouge this past Friday to take on the LSU Tigers at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The Lady Vols came out firing on all cylinders, and we get on the board first with this nice put down by redshirt freshman Caroline Kerr. Later in the first set, Morgan Fingal puts the Lady Vols up by 3 with this ace. They would increase their lead to 5 in the first set when junior outside hitter Erica Lovett hammers down one of her 5 kills on the evening. Tennessee would go on to close out the first set with a score of 25-18 as Janasia Moore slams down one of her 10 kills of the match. The Lady Vols jumped out to a 1-0 lead in set 2 with this ace by Yelenise Torres. Tennessee would go up 9-4 on LSU in the second set when Morgan Fingal came out and blast one of her 10 kills for the Vols on the evening. Raven Chase would put the Lady Vols up by 4 in the second set when she snaps down one of her team-leading 12 kills versus the Tigers. The Lady Vols would take set number 2 by a score of 25-22 when Janasia Moore blasts one of her 10 kills on the evening to end it.
Tennessee would jump out to an early 3-0 lead in the third set when sophomore Keandria Granberry blasts one of her 6 kills off of the Tigers' defense. Raven Chase would continue with her strong hitting performance with this perfectly placed kill to put the Lady Vols up 10-5 in the third set. We now move to match point where Raven Chase once again absolutely smashes another kill to give the Lady Vols a 25-18 win to complete the 3-set sweep over LSU. The Lady Vols would also go on to sweep Texas A&M on the road this past Sunday for their 16th sweep of the season. Up next, Tennessee returns home for senior night this Wednesday at 5 p.m. to face the Mississippi State Bulldogs. In other news, this past Saturday, the crowd in a sold-out Neyland Stadium broke the decibel record at 137. Was Neyland this loud because the Vols took on the #1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs, or was it all for Dolly Parton? Let's check out the highlights to see what the noise was all about. Picking things up on the first play of the game, Jalen Wright shoots the gap, turns on the Jets, and takes it all the way to the house for a 75-yard touchdown. What a way to start the game for the Tennessee Vols. After a Georgia field goal, Dylan Bell gets the pitch and tosses an 18-yard touchdown pass to Marcus Jacksaint, putting the Bulldogs on the board. The score is now 10-7. Carson Beck hits Dylan Bell, who has now thrown and received a passing touchdown in this game.
Late in the second quarter, Carson Beck is going to roll right, and he will hit the All-American Brock Bowers, who takes it in for the touchdown, put the Bulldogs up 24-7. Though Joe Milton would drive the Vols down the field, and Charles Campbell would drill the field goal to make it a 24-10 game. Now moving on to the third quarter, Carson Beck is going to roll left and hits Jack Saint, who takes it in for the touchdown. Bulldogs up 31-10. Now moving on, late third quarter, Beck is going to hand it off to Kendall Milton, and he takes it in for the 15-yard touchdown. Georgia wins 38-10, pushing Tennessee to 7-4 on the season. Katie, I hate to say it, but I think the decibel record broke for Dolly because our Vols could not conquer the Vols on Saturday. They take on Vanderbilt at home for the final regular season game and senior night. Cross country spent the weekend in Charlottesville competing for an NCAA national championship. Rocky Top Rundown reporter Caleb Colvin got an exclusive interview with Kayla Gawler before the 11th-ranked Lady Vols hit the road. Let's hear what she had to say.
Kayla Gawler took time to chat with Riley West and myself before the Tennessee women's cross-country team headed to Charlottesville, Virginia to compete in the NCAA championships. Gawler explained how cross-country's regular season and postseason works and how a team can qualify to make nationals.
So during our regular season, we'll just go to meets, and any schools can be there basically, and we'll race. And you can get points throughout the main season by beating schools that make it to nationals or are ranked for nationals. Postseason, we do SECs, and we just race all the schools in the SEC. And then we do regions, and you race all the schools in your region. To make it to nationals, you have to get top 2 at regions, and you automatically qualify. And then after that, it's a point system. So based on how many points how many teams you beat that made it to nationals, that can push you in.
Gala also discussed the highs and lows that the Lady Vols have went through during this season.
I think the main, I guess, low this season was it was a lot of new girls. Our team is very, very, very young. Like I think the freshmen make up about 75% of the team. Besides that, we started off the season really well. Like I think it was just mainly highs all season. Like we weren't expecting to go in and winning regions. Like it was just highs. Like we just kept getting better and better.
A big reason why the Lady Vols kept improving throughout the season is because of second-year head coach Sean Carlson. Caleb will go into detail about the impact his honest coaching style has had on the team and her personally.
I just think it's his coaching style. Like with our workouts, we're just working so much harder than we ever have, and I like that he's very honest with us. Like I've never gone into a race or like gone into a workout with like an unrealistic goal. Like anytime we've raced or done anything, like he tells me exactly what I can do, what I'm capable of, and like there's never been once where like I haven't been capable of it.
With the women's cross country team making their first appearance in the NCAA championship since 2006, Gala discussed the emotions she went through as she learned the team made history.
It's amazing. Like I just remember I crossed the finish line and I was laying there and someone came up and told me that we won. I just started crying. Like we've been working towards this for so long, and it's amazing. Like I don't think anyone cares how we do at nationals. I think we're just so happy that we even made it because it's just been so long.
And congrats to both the men and women on such historic seasons. A special congrats to the women for a 6th place finish at the championship meet, which is their best finish since 1989. Sticking with the Lady Vols, the women's basketball team took on Troy yesterday afternoon in Food City Center Arena. They went into the game down 3 players due to injury, including star player Rakea Jackson. We take to the highlights to see how the team handled this adversity. First quarter, Lady Vols up by 3. Sarah Puckett converts on the fadeaway jumper to extend the lead. Now tied at 11, Jillian Hollingshead misses the 3, but Caroline Striplin gets the board, backs down the defender, and gets the layup. Now moving towards the end of the first quarter, off the inbound, senior Destiny Wells is able to find some space and drills the 3-pointer. On to the second quarter, some nice passing from Lady Vols, and they are able to find Striplin for a 3-pointer. Now halfway through the second quarter, late in the shot clock, Puckett takes a deep 3 and converts to give Tennessee a 10-point lead. On the very next possession for the Lady Vols, Wells is able to cut into the defense, flips it up, and in for 2 points. Moving to the end of the second quarter, and Striplin is able to follow up the miss and get the bucket that gives her a double-double.
Early in the third quarter, and Hollingshead finds Puckett, and she gets the turnaround jumper to go. Wells is able to navigate the defense and deliver a pass to a wide-open Tess Darby for a 3. She drains it. After a Troy bucket, the Lady Vols quickly push the ball up the court, and Tess Darby is able to hit another 3. Third quarter winding down, and this time it's Eddie Darby with a 3 to grow the lead. Now into the fourth quarter, and now into the fourth quarter, and Eddie Darby gets the steal and the ball, and eventually gets to her sister Tess Darby for the 3. Tennessee up big, and Hollingshead works her way into the paint and gets the right-hand layup to go towards the end. Great move right there. Towards the end of the fourth, and Jewel Spear hits the 3 to extend the lead. The Lady Vols would go on to beat the Trojans 100-73 with the win. Tennessee improves to 3-1 on the year, and will go on to a road matchup against the 18th ranked Indiana Hoosiers coming up on Thursday. Last week, Katie was in the studio giving us a preview of the Swim and Dive Home Invitational Tournament. Give us the recap of how the week went.
The Vols and Lady Vols Swim and Dive team concluded their invitational Friday, November 17th at Allen Jones Aquatic Center, wrapping up an impressive week of swim for the Vols. The Vols opened up the invitational on Wednesday, November 15th with a win in the 200 free relay with a time of 1:16.03, the fastest time in the nation at the time. The Lady Vols were also pulling out the records as well. The team of Mona McSherry, Amber Myers, Jasmine Rumley, and Camille Spink posted a time of 1:27.22, the fastest in the conference so far and tied for the 6th fastest time in school history. The next day of the The next day of the meet would once again see the Vols breaking records. Lady Vol Mona McSherry stood out in the 100 breast with a time of 56.87, not only smashing her previous record at UT, but setting a new SEC record. Jordan Crooks of the men's team also put out a stunning performance in the 200 free, setting a new school record. Crooks would go on to set the top time in the nation with that in the 100 freestyle on Friday. The final day of the Invitational at Tennessee showed that the Vols are not slowing down anytime soon. The 14-ranked Vols took the lead with a team score of 1,216 points, and the 18-ranked Lady Vols would earn second place with 857.5 points, just under number 1 Virginia. The Invitational will wrap up UT Swim and Dive for the year, but we'll see more from the teams in early 2024.
You said it better than I ever could have, Katie. Congrats on a great weekend. Although we won't have a rundown until after Thanksgiving, we are so grateful that the sports aren't taking a break on Rocky Top. Stay tuned for next week's episode when we see a recap of men's and women's basketball, Lady Vol volleyball, and all things football. Until then, I'm Matt Dingus.
And I am Katie Mack. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.